Hey guys, Cece here with another video that I have been just dying to get out to you guys. And you guys saw the title. This video is going to be about the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. This is the liquid, and then I also got the powder. Now this is one of the newer products from Maybelline. This is one of their products that came out in the new year. I believe actually it was out a little bit before the new year in some areas, but I found it about 2 weeks ago and I have definitely been using it, so I can let you guys know what I think about it. So let me just go over the claims of each. For the liquid, it is for normal to oily skin, and it claims to mattify and refine pores, matches natural tone, it has a natural and seamless finish, and the rest of that's in France, okay? And then for the powder, it claims that it is a natural poreless looking finish, up to 12-hour wear, and long-lasting shine control. There's also a sponge and a mirror that comes with the powder, and that also is for normal to oily skin. So in both the liquid and the powder, I have the color 330 Toffee Caramel, and the powder seems to be a little bit lighter than the liquid, but it's fine because I think the liquid's actually just a tad, like a pinch too dark for me, so they kind of even themselves out, so that's fine anyway. But let's talk about the product. When I went to the store, I believe there were about 10 to 12 shades of the liquid, and then about 5 to 6 shades of the correlating powder. And I happened to get a powder that was named the exact same thing as my liquid shade, so it was easier to find. But there are less powders than liquid shades, so you won't get always a correlating powder and liquid shade. So before we go any further, let me just say I love this foundation. Like, did I say I love? I love this foundation. This is probably going to be one of my gems of the drugstore this year. I mean, I feel like, especially the liquid, I'll talk about the powder in a minute, but the liquid foundation just absolutely blew me away. I have tried the regular Fit Me line, and that stuff did not fit me, okay? I could not find a foundation that, first off, none of the colors really fit me that well, and then I just didn't like the texture of the foundation. I didn't like the way it looked on my skin. I didn't like the way it applied on my skin. There was nothing that I liked about that Fit Me foundation. I have never tried the regular Fit Me powder, but the liquid foundation was just not for me. Now y'all know the concealer is like one of my favorites, but I couldn't figure that liquid foundation out for nothing, so I ended up giving that away. But when I heard they were coming out with matte and poreless, obviously anything that says matte, I had to get my hands on. So I was like searching for this and searching, and I finally found it, and I'm so happy I did because I'm in love. The only con I can find about this foundation is that it has no pump. Obviously, a lot of drugstore foundations do not have pumps, but yeah, this is one of them. So I just hate that it doesn't have a pump. It always makes it a little tougher to get out of the package, but other than that, I can see nothing else wrong with this foundation. Now, this foundation does dry very quickly. When you put it on the skin, it actually sets really quickly. So you want to make sure you're working in sections. So when I apply it on this side of my face, blend it all in and blend it out, and then I'll go ahead and apply it on this side of my face and blend it out so that it doesn't dry on me before I get a chance to blend. And we all know when the foundation already dries, it's just so hard to blend, and then it ends up just looking choppy on your face. So make sure you are working in sections when you use this foundation. Also, if you have dry skin, I would probably stick with another foundation. I would stay away from this. This just really is not for drier skin at all. I mean, I think it's going to cling to your dry, not I think, I know. It actually did cling. I have like little dry patches I get in the wintertime, like right here in the middle of my face, and it really does cling to my dry patches. So I have to make sure that I'm really moisturized, but it definitely does what it says it's going to do. It says it's for normal to oily skin, and that's what it is for. So if you are drier, I would probably stay away from this because you probably won't like it. Now, other than that, this foundation keeps me matte all day. I don't even have to set it. I have never said that ever that I don't have to set a foundation. I always set my foundations, even when the product claims that they're going to keep me matte for 24 hours, whatever. I always set my foundations because I feel like I always get oil seeping through. With this foundation, I really did not have to set it, and how I found that out was because I forgot. I was in a rush and I just forgot to put the powder on one day, and I got to work and I was like, oh boy, I'm going to be an oily mess in a couple hours. No, I was like steady checking my face just to make sure that I wasn't crazy oily, and I wasn't oily at all. I touched up one time, which is what I normally do. I happen to have my Rimmel Stay Matte in my purse, and I touched up one time around my nose, and other than that, the foundation looked amazing all day. I mean, it wore so well for hours and hours and hours and hours. I was so surprised, and that was the day I said, oh, this is gonna be a holy grail. It's a medium to full coverage foundation, so one layer will get you about a medium coverage, and then if you want more coverage, then you can go ahead and put on a second layer. I have this on today and I only have on one layer, so it's a really nice covering foundation. It covers up most of my imperfections, honestly. The one day I did feel a pimple coming on, I went ahead and used my MAC Studio Finish Concealer, and this is just... Anyway, this is just my favorite concealer for blemishes. I absolutely love this, and it really did work well in combination with the foundation. Now, when I applied the foundation, I used it, I've been using it for about almost 2 weeks now, and I applied it with different tools and also different primers underneath so I can give you guys a thorough review. So, I applied this foundation with no primer underneath, and I felt like it worked fine. I really didn't need a primer with it. It didn't go anywhere on my face. It lasted all day. I was out in the elements at work, and I feel like it lasted all day, and my face still looked as flawless at the end of the day as it did at the beginning of the day. So that was amazing. So then I wanted to try out some primers just to see if maybe I could get, I don't know how I could get even more flawless than it already was, but I wanted to try out some primers just to see if it could get even better. So the first day I used my trusty Sephora Anti-Shine Primer, and this one is almost gone. This is my baby. But this stuff really helps keep me matte throughout the day, so I was really happy with this. I didn't have to touch up with this on my face at all, but I really didn't see much of a difference with using this and just using the foundation by itself. So another good point. I also used it with the Maybelline Baby Skin. I figured I would try to use it in conjunction with other Maybelline products. And if you want to see a review on this, I did a full review on this some months and months and months back. So you guys can check that out if you would like, and I'll link it. But this is really just a pore eraser. It's not a mattifier or anything like that. So I don't really love this stuff, but I bought it, so I want to get some use out of it. So I tried to use it. Like I said, I wanted to see if it would go on smoother, and I did see a small difference in my pores now. So this was really nice with it. Again, it didn't do anything as far as mattifying because the foundation does that all on its own, but this was really good with it as far as smoothing out my pores even more. Let me speak about that, about the foundation, because it is matte and poreless, and I didn't see that it did a whole lot for my pores. I mean, I saw a slight, tiny, little slight difference, but I didn't see that it did a whole lot for my pores. So if you have a product like the Benefit Professional, or again this Maybelline Baby Skin Pore Eraser, then I think that will help with the pore issue as well if you have huge pores that you really need to fill in. My pores are not that bad, however, like I said, I didn't see much of a difference coming from that foundation, so I can't say that. Now, what tools I applied it with, I spent a day and I applied it with the Beauty Blender for a couple of days. I applied it with my flat top kabuki brush, which is dirty, from Sigma, and this is the flat top synthetic kabuki F80. And then I also applied it with this MUA brush from CVS, and this is the MUA line, the Makeup Academy line at CVS, and this is their BB and CC cream blush, and that's dirty as well. I just used it. This was by far my favorite tool to apply this foundation with. I feel like it really buffed it into the skin and it gives it such an airbrush look. I just love this brush. I love this brush. The flat top kabuki didn't do that bad as either. I mean, it wasn't a bad thing to apply it with, and neither was the beauty blender, but I just felt like to get it to blend the best, I used this stippling brush and it was amazing. Like, it just made the foundation glide onto my skin. So I use this and I dampen it a little bit with some water and the foundation just glides onto my skin. Now, getting into the powder, I found that, I mean, the powder was good, don't get me wrong, but it was nothing to run home about. I found that you almost don't need the powder, at least I didn't. This is not a foundation, it's really just a pressed powder, so it's something to go ahead and set your makeup with. So if you are someone who always has to set your makeup like me, then you'll probably want the powder, but other than that, I didn't feel like the powder was absolutely necessary. So if you only want to buy one or the other, I would definitely say the liquid foundation is the way to go. The powder, you can set your makeup with any other powder that you'd like. Again, I didn't see anything particularly special about this powder. I didn't see that it worked so well with the liquid foundation that I just felt like I needed this. And like I said, I went out the one day and forgot to set my makeup at all, and I looked beautiful at the end of the day. So the powder is nice. It has a very light coverage and it just gives you a little color, so you don't have to worry about it looking cakey or anything like that on top of the liquid foundation, or even by itself if you just kind of want to give your skin a little once over with some powder. But again, nothing really special about it. Alright, you guys, so that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this review was very helpful for you. And all in all, I give this product a big 2 thumbs up, the liquid foundation. The powder foundation, just because I didn't find it necessary, I give it 1 thumb up, but it's still a really great product. So if you guys have tried this product, let us know what you think down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I'm sure everyone else will as well. Don't forget to follow my blog, and don't forget to follow me on social media sites. Those will be down below as well. And I love you guys. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. And I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.